Hey y'all, hopefully I'm back. This sickness has been really rough. We have been really sick for quite some time, and I even learned that my eardrum burst, so it has been pretty rough. But we're gonna try and get back into the swing of things here, and we're gonna start with our calendar. I can't believe that it's already going to be October. I had seen a thing that said we're into all the little burr months. I thought that was funny. So I never thought about that. All the months after September are the burr months. But we're going to go ahead and start with this. I start off every month with my calendar. So that's what we're going to work on here. And I just use a cheap spiral notebook. I like that the best because they lay flat and it fits perfect in the little spot that I have that I can keep my planner out. And I use my planner to do all kinds of things. I kind of mainly track like my household stuff like meals and cleaning, and just to keep track of like appointments. And I'm trying to remember, I do like my hobbies, which is like gardening, and I like to do a lot of baking and try new recipes. That's really fun to me too. I also do videos where I share all of like my meal ideas because I like to try new things. And let's see, I'm trying to think what else. I'm on the fence about adding in a reading journal. I think that would be really nice since I've been sick. I did a lot of listening to audiobooks and reading, so I was thinking that might be fun. I'm kind of back into that again, so I think that might be nice. So this is how I set up this part. I just write all the days of the week, and the great thing about doing this is you can start the week on whatever day you like. I like to just start it on Sunday, but some people like to do Monday or other days. So that's the great thing about this. You can customize it to however you want. And I'm not sure if this is the correct abbreviation. This is just what I always go with. And then I made myself a little cheat sheet so I know how many rows I need to go down for however many weeks there are in the month. So let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks this month, so I need to go down 6 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's how I do this in mine. And I also used a college ruled notebook. I'll show more of why I like the college ruled notebook better, but I also do that too. So we'll just keep going down all the days. And I know a lot of people use their calendar to do like their appointments and things like that, but that just did not work very well for me. So I use mine to do my garden planning. I do that. Ooh, I messed up on that one. It'll be okay. If you know anything about me, or will soon figure out, I am not a perfectionist, so I just kind of go with the flow. But if you there's certain pens too I've seen that have erasers. I kind of thought that might be fun to get, but you can always just rip the page out and start over, or whatever you'd like to do. But I use mine to do my garden planting and like to help keep track of things. And I use like the moon phases and astrological signs to do that, and it has really helped my garden to produce a lot better. So we're going to go ahead and fill in the days. So that's what I do with my calendar here. And like I said, I used to do appointments, but that I quickly learned that does not work very well for me. But I mean, you could use this to track all kinds of different things. Even in my, I have another notebook that I keep like for YouTube, and I keep like a calendar like this, and I just write in pencil like video ideas that I would like to do for the month. That didn't go so well last month, but that's what I like to try and do. That because I do a lot better if I kind of have some sort of idea or schedule or something like that, until sometimes life just comes and is like, no way, you aren't getting any of this done. But hopefully we will be on a better track here and can get over all of this and start accomplishing more, because I really didn't get a whole lot accomplished last month. I mean, I got like the bare minimum, I guess, nothing like extra. So hopefully we'll be able to do other things like that. That would be great. I like to make a little bit of progress on things. So this is the first page I always do, and some people do like I think they're called title pages, where they do like little doodles and stuff like that, and I think that is really cute and really adorable and really pretty, but that's just not me. It kind of makes it harder for me to focus on what I need to do with all the doodles and things like that. So I keep mine really basic and really minimal. So that's what works really well for me. And the next page that I set up is my goals. So we'll try and write this in here. And I use my planner to track quite a few different things. Like I was saying, my homemaking kind of stuff, and I'm trying to remember, like, my hobbies and things mainly is what I do. On this page, I also track a few other things. I do like my financial goals. This is more to just help me remember to not forget to pay bills and things like that, because I am super forgetful. So this really helps me a lot. I have to write things down an awful lot because I really do forget so bad. So I just write like our main bills here. So like the electric, a lot of these aren't like direct deposit or like taken out directly, so I have to do that manually and everything. So it's a little bit harder. So I got the phone bill and the water bill. Let's see, we have insurance, and we also have a YouTube Premium, and we're also going to get some type of streaming service. We usually change it up every month, so I don't write that down till we 100% decide. And I also write a note to cancel that, so it doesn't get charged for another month. We find it's a lot cheaper to just do like one streaming service at a time. And then I also try and do like one big Amazon order. We don't generally do Amazon Prime unless if that's like our selected streaming service. So I try and do one big Amazon order so I can save on shipping, and I'm only buying the things that I really need to buy. So a few things that I need to get is a jojoba bar. We have a family member that they use that for like their lotion. And then also I need to get like the multivitamins. So I need to get that. And let's see, I think that's everything right now. If there's anything else through the rest of September, I can always just add it to the list here. And then I also like to try and save some money. Not very much generally, but hopefully we can save a little bit. I have some projects that I would really like to get to that I'm hoping we can save enough for that. And then I move on to my home category. And this is where I write down kind of like my homemaking things, some of them. I like to do the weekly home blessing hour. This is like the Fly Ladies weekly home blessing hour that I adapted to work for me. And I generally do that on Sunday. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 Sundays in this month. So I'm going to write a 4 there. And then at the end of the month, I do like a review to see how many times I was able to do that. Also, I would like to work on zone cleaning. I've got some of this done. I got the bedrooms done. This month, I would really like to work on this is like deep cleaning, basically. This is also with the Fly Lady. It's where you do a deep clean. And I would like to try and work on doing the living room. And then that way in November, I can get the kitchen all nice and deep clean before all of like holiday season and stuff like that. So this is kind of what I like to do, is try to get the house all the way deep clean. And then let's see, hopefully I'll be able to get the bathroom done too. So that would be great too. And then I am really bad at forgetting to check the vacuum bag. So I need to write that down here just to remember to check it and make sure that doesn't need to be changed. And also I make my own homemade bread flour. And I make that using only 2 ingredients, and I generally make a lot of bread. Since I've been sick, we've just kind of been doing a lot more store-bought stuff. You know, everybody has to make changes, and not everybody can do that, and sometimes convenience is what you need. So that's what we've been doing this month, but hopefully next month we'll be able to do a lot more baking and things like that. And then I also write down my personal goals. So here's where I do like, I'm trying to work on my oral health, so I like to oil pull. And I don't know if y'all have ever read Atomic Habits, they talk about like stacking habits, and I found that this is a really good time to do while I'm doing dishes. We don't have like a dishwasher, so I'm the dishwasher, so I try and do that whenever I'm doing dishes since I'm not doing anything else. And also I'm trying to figure out a way to where I can do my audiobooks too. I need to find something that I can like attach to me and have my headphones on. I need to find a case, I guess, for something, because I don't want to get like the phone wet or anything. But I would like to also stack that onto it too, because that would be really nice, because you're just standing there doing dishes. It would be really nice to listen to something. And also at the end of the month, or for the month, I put however many days there are in the month, and I'll show you whenever I get to other pages how I am able to track that and come back at the end of the month and write how many times I was able to do it in my review. Other things I do is melt. This is kind of like a stretching routine. It's kind of like really easy exercise that my body seems to really like, so I do that. It helps my back not hurt as much, and it helps a lot with all the garden work and stuff, so I like to do that. Also T-tap. This one's a lot more intense, and I try and do this. I'd like to do it more, but my body kind of rebels, so I'm not able to do it as much as I'd like to. But that is my favorite exercise there. And then I also use the exercise machine. We shared how we got that at the thrift store, and I also do that too. So okay, so that's all my personal things here. Then for outside, since we have been sick, the poor garden has totally suffered, and I have just completely let it go. We were still having drought and hot days, and it's pretty much done. I can probably get peppers. Like, I really need to go out there and just take all the old fruit off and things like that, but I just have not had any extra energy to do anything. So what we're probably going to do is just have our sweet potatoes. That's about the only thing that we have left to harvest, so I'm just going to put that down, and that's probably all it will be, is sweet potatoes, because the poor garden really suffered. Not only us with the sickness, the garden did too. And then I really like to do this next section where, if I can spell, I write next month, and I write down things either from September that I need to remember for November, or even through the month of October. I'll write down all the things I need to remember for November. For example, there's a few shows that we like, so we watch Yellowstone, and that starts November 10th, and then also Outlander, that is November 22nd. And what we'll probably do is do one of the subscription services, and then like later on, after the series is more further along, we'll get the other one. That's generally what we do to try and help save on money there. Okay, so another thing I usually like to do is write a to-do list. Now, my to-do list did not go so well last month, so hopefully it will go a lot better this month. I tell you, the sickness was really rough. And okay, so like I said, I use this to track a lot of my different things that I track, like the home stuff, and also I forgot to write. I knew that didn't look right. I needed to put a line here to break it up. So I like to break things up, and I have my little my little sections here. Okay, so I'll do YouTube, and then we'll do the garden, and then I'll do my personal goals. Okay, so I like to break it up like this, and then for the home category, since I have to do some of these things multiple times, I go ahead and write it over here. Like I was saying before, I'm super forgetful, so as many times as I can put it on here to remind me, that helps a lot. So I'm gonna write those two things. Also bread flour. If I'm making bread, I usually have to make this several times a month, so it's good to have that. I need to work on my new recipes. I had a goal to where I tried a new recipe a week for the whole year, and I have fell back behind since we got sick, and I think I was like right on the bleeding edge anyways before. So I need to work on that, and hopefully we can keep going and reach our goal where we do that. Other things I need to do is to make laundry detergent. I make this homemade too. I have a video on that if you'd like to check that out. And I added one new thing to it that I'm trying out too. I'm probably going to be redoing that video and sharing that at some point as well. So if you're interested in that, you can be on the lookout. Hopefully I'll be able to do that. Other things I need to do is make our ruby dust. This is my homemade seasoning that I make. I usually always do biscuits. I do like a double batch of our Southern Fluffy biscuit recipe. That's also on the channel in a video. And I do a double batch of that, and I will freeze them, and they make great convenient sides. They are super, super good. And I don't know about y'all, but I have been struggling with being able to keep up on groceries. Like, we used to be able to have a decent backstock, you know, usually at least one or so of something, but with how expensive everything is it's really, really hard to do that. So I'm basically having to revamp how I store all of our goods, like our pantry goods and things like that. So what I need to do is I need to make myself, like, I'm going to just say what I need to buy cheat sheet. So that's what I'm going to call it here. And this is just like things to remind me, like several things that we use, like chicken bouillon. We buy a big package of that, and I don't want it to go bad or anything. So generally I buy that whenever it's like halfway down or so. Other things, like even like I was looking, like lemon juice, like I don't want to have an extra one of those on the shelf because it takes us a really long time to go through that, and I'm afraid it will expire before then. So these are things that I just need to like kind of stay on top of, like, okay, are we to the halfway point or not on this to buy it? That way there's not things that are expiring and things like that, and we don't have too much excess. I don't want that, and and I don't run out and of things whenever I do need them. So I've kind of got like this big project where I need to like revamp all of this. So hopefully I will be able to get that all sorted. That would be really nice to get that all done before the holiday season. So now we're going to move on to YouTube. I've got our schedule. Like I said, I try and make some type of schedule. I'm just going to keep it really basic. So like film, the to-do list for the editor, upload, and also move all the files to the hard drive. So we'll just keep it really basic like that. Then on the garden, like I was saying, I really don't have much energy, and it's pretty much about done anyways. So I think I'm just going to keep it as mainly harvesting the sweet potatoes. There's probably some peppers out there we can probably still harvest too, but that's about it. And I will eventually, I'm not sure when our first frost is going to be. It's generally either the end of October or the beginning of November. So the sweet potato harvest may come this month, or it may be next month. I always just harvest them right before the first frost and pull as much as I can out of the garden. Herbs, everything, peppers, all that. So that's basically it, and we're really to the end of it anyways. And I don't know about y'all, like I go through these phases where I get like tired of things, I guess, and I'm like kind of into one thing, and then I transition into another, and I really feel like that with the garden. But I also really love it, and it's kind of like a routine where I'm like used to doing it all the time. So I don't know if I'm like gonna completely drop it, because it does bring me a lot of joy, but I don't know if it's just the heat of the summer or the overwhelm that the garden does have, because there's so much to do, there's so much coming in. I don't know. Sometimes I think like in like August and especially September, my motivation to do it just plummets, and I kind of fall out of enjoying it. So I don't know. I'm on the fence. I know I said last year I didn't think I was going to do it, and then I did it this spring, and I was so happy in the spring. so happy to do it. And I think it maybe was just the heat and just overwhelmed, but I think I say this every year, and maybe I'm not alone. Y'all tell me, do y'all feel that same way if you garden? That's kind of the way I feel. I'm on the fence, but I know probably come spring I'll be starting all the seeds, and it's just going to be the same thing all over again. But I guess that's the way it is. Maybe it's meant to be that way, because I know a lot of people say who like eat seasonally that, you eat like, say, watermelons, and you'll eat those so much and you're so done with it, and then the next year whenever that comes around you're so happy to have it. So maybe that's the way it's meant to be. I don't know. But anyways, so we're gonna move on to my personal goals, and here I need to remember to do vitamins, and then exercise, and let's see, I'm working on my oral health, and I'm trying to do the oil pull. Like I was saying, I need to tie that to doing whenever I'm doing dishes, like habit stacking. And I'm also, instead of like normal flossing, trying the water flosser. I'm liking that pretty well, so we're gonna do that too. Okay, so I think that's everything there. Next up, we are going to move on to our dinners. So I love to do this. I track, I'll show you in just a second. I do this every year in my journal, and this is the reason that I like to use college ruled notebooks, is because there are enough of spaces to go down for every day of the month, even on really long months like this month. So that works out great. And I have done this for a really long time, and it is so nice to look back in older notebooks and see like some things that you had in previous years, and it can really help make meal planning even easier for me. Now, I like to try new recipes too, but also sometimes I forget that there were things that certain family members really liked, and I'm like, oh yeah, they would really like to have that again. Or just things that sometimes you just get burnt out on, and like maybe a year later you're like, hey, that would be good to have. So I really like that. It is and also another reason I like to use it is it lets me know what we had for dinner. That way I know if the leftovers are too old in the fridge. I know a lot of people had commented and said that they did dry erase markers on the like container that they store it in. I thought that was a really good idea, but for me this is what's working, so I'm gonna just keep with what's working for right now. Okay, so we have that there. This is like what we actually had for dinner. And then I also create a page where I do our meal ideas. And like I was saying, I really enjoy baking especially. I'm kind of getting into cooking now, but I used to not enjoy that, but I've always loved baking. So I like to try new things. I think that is really fun. So I created this to not only have the new recipes that we want to have, but also like things that certain family members would like if they have a request or something, I will put that in here. And I break this up into several different categories. I do our dinners, I do our sides, and our desserts. So I'm looking forward to all of the yummy baking and yummy foods that we have a lot more in the fall. It's so hot in the summertime here. We're in Arkansas, and sometimes you don't really want to be baking as much because it is super hot. Okay, so the next page I like to make is my body tracker page. So I just write out my title here, and we'll get that done. And then so I break this page up as well. So I create a pretty decent section here, and then I also break this up into several sections too, and then I make like my title up here. I don't want to go over too far. I did that last time. Hopefully I remember to not do that this time. Okay, there we go. And then I just draw a little line here. And so here's where I track things like my energy, I do my mood, I do my cycle, and any notes that I feel like I should take, like if I have like a headache or my stomach's sick or anything like that, I will write that down. And it is really cool to track this as well. I have been tracking this for a long time, and I have been able to pinpoint so many things by keeping track of this. You know, didn't realize or understand what was going on, why I might have felt this way, and because I tracked like this, I was able to kind of pinpoint some things that were causing the issues. So I am a big believer in this. This has been super helpful in helping me understand things and figure out things that are going on too. It's also great, you know, with your doctors, you can kind of have a better idea of what's going on because you kind of have a bigger area of looking at, not just like a lot of people do it like daily or weekly. And I like this so much better because it's kind of like a bigger snapshot, I guess, of what's going on. So I really like that so very much, and I always do this now. Other things, let's see, my next thing that I do is I track my habits, and I may add a few more on. I don't know. It depends on how I start feeling, but I kind of leave myself space here, so if I wanted to, I can, but I'm just going to keep it really basic like I was before. And this is where I'll track like my exercise, also the oil pulling, since that's like a new habit I'm trying to add in. Let's see, melt, and then let's see, I have my exercise machine, so I'll just abbreviate here, but I keep track of that, and then I'll go through and write all of the days of the month. And this makes it really easy on my review and reflection day. That way what I do too whenever I do it, I just do like a little check mark or something like that. That's what I generally do, just to make it easy, and I can count up all the days. So on the last day of the month, whenever I'm doing my review and reflection, I can go back to this page. I'll just go ahead and show you and write how many days of the month I was able to get it done. So that has been really helpful, and that's also too like good for doctors and stuff to know, you know, how well you're doing with your exercise and all of these things. So it's really helpful, and these are some of my favorite pages because it just helps me stay on track so much better. Like I was saying, I am really forgetful, and this helps a lot. Okay, then the next page, this is my gratitude page. So I always do this. I know a lot of people do this in the month of November, but I like to do this. I usually come to my journal at the end of the day, and I think it's really nice to end the day with a gratitude there. So I usually try and write at least 3 things. So I think that's really good. I like to end my day like that. And I just do the same thing. I just write all of the numbers for the days of the month. And too, another thing you could do, if you wanted, you could write like an abbreviation for the day of the week, like say Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, something like that. You could do that if you wanted. I have done that before, but I found that it didn't really make that big of a difference for me. So I just stick with writing the days like this, and to me it's so much better just to do it this way because it's much more efficient. I think it's beautiful the way people decorate theirs and make theirs so pretty, but for one, I don't have the patience for that, and I'm not as good as and artsy as some people are, and it's really does distract me a lot. So I like to just keep mine super simple. Okay, so the last page we're gonna do is October 2024. And this is our review and reflection. So we'll write that. Hopefully I left myself enough space. There we go. And then I also break this one up into different categories. And y'all can do yours however you like. This is just what works for me. I've seen people even like on their, this made me think of it, like on our to-do list. I don't know who that was. Here you could write like your projects and like break your project list up and just make it even easier too. So you can like take these ideas and adapt them to work for you. So the first thing I do here is wins, and then I do challenges. Being sick was definitely one on last month's. I do improvements, and then I do memories. And I think that's all I'm gonna do this month. Like I said, it has been kind of rough. I don't really have as much energy to do things as I did, but I really appreciated that setup I did for like little things that I like to do. I know I had like audiobooks and my word search and things like that, and that was really nice to go back and reference that whenever I was sick. I really appreciated that. I did do a lot of that, so that was really nice. But I think that's everything that I have here. We'll go back to the front. Thank y'all all so much for watching and sticking with me even through all of my sickness. I really appreciate it. I hope this helps y'all, and I hope that y'all have a wonderful month and y'all have a wonderful rest of your year. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye.